Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to the Underbase podcast on YouTube. Here we're going to be posting a selection of the IDW Transformer comic read-through and reviews that folks will find on our regular podcast feeds. If you want to subscribe to the full podcast, click on the links down below. Or you can like and subscribe the vids, and we'll put up some additional shows from other IDW Transformer titles, Dreamwave, Marvel Classics, and other related series. Just to note, all our shows cover every aspect of the issue, so expect full spoilers. And with that said and done, let's get on with the show.
Transmission is go. Underbase is live.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Underbase. My name is Adam88M, and we're back for a news podcast. Hooray!
Hip hip hooray! Woo woo!
We haven't done one of these for ages. Hello Nicole, my favourite fellow newscaster. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Shamelessly beefing you up now. So we're here to discuss a little bit of what's going on at the moment, what people are up to that we know, and also as well we'll go through some of the comic submissions for the next couple of months. So firstly, most important thing, how are you, Nicole?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you. How about yourself?
I am now trapped in a conservative-led government and struggling to deal with it.
I've heard this from several people.
Suddenly all of our viewers have their eyes have started twitching. No, not more politics. But yes, for people overseas, in the UK, we had a general election last week. The result was a surprise. The result means a lot of things are on the way, good or bad. Too early to say, but people obviously have their opinions where politics is involved. And yeah, we find ourselves in a bit of a brave new world when it comes to England and Scotland politics. I don't think there's any knock-on effect with sales of giant fighting robots.
At least I haven't heard anything. It hasn't come on the news. The only robot's creating a muck right now is Ultron.
That's it. Well, I see Ultron and, unfortunately, people who don't like Joss Whedon.
Oh.
Here's one thing.
Did you hear that? That was me rolling my eyes to the back of my head.
Here's one thing, because I don't want to go into that whole thing, but as people who listen to this podcast are obviously fans of particular genres. So all I'm going to ask you, Nicole, is, do you think that, back in the day we used to get a trickle feed of stuff? You get a new Transformers toy, it was big news. Now we're getting, almost every weekend, it's a new trailer for a comic-based movie or a new release of something huge from a studio. And of course, fans are taking it to part, and the arguments are getting more and more intense because we're just used to doing this. Mm-hmm. Do you think that we're being oversaturated already with this kind of stuff? With comic films, with comic books, with comic tie-ins, with comic events, with TV shows?
I just think we're such a fickle fandom. We complained that not enough people were getting into this is before the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. People are talking about more people need to read the comics, more people need to get into. When you were back in the day, when you were reading a superhero comic, you were considered like the nerd or the outcast, or I'm not putting labels on everything, but let's just face it, it was true. People looked at you like, why are you reading that? Why aren't you being an adult? Why aren't you reading like a novel or something, And then here comes Marvel with their huge hit with Iron Man. All of a sudden people are like, oh my gosh, this is great stuff. And it's slowly, the snowball is starting to roll down the hill here. People are starting to read the comics. People are starting to get excited for the new movies. And now here we are, what was it, 10, 15 years later? When did Iron Man come out? What was it? 2006 or something. So about 10 years. And yeah, we've got an overload of comic books and comic book movies and superhero shows, And now we're complaining that it's too much. Uh, we're never going to be happy. What I say is pick out what you love and just enjoy it. You don't have to watch every single movie that comes out or every TV show or every comic book that comes out.
Mm,
Just enjoy it and find some people that enjoy it too and have a good conversation.
I think that's it.
That being said, I was thinking I've started to do the whole I'm the old woman now because I was thinking back when I grew up in the 80s, we were saturated with all the little TV spots, internet, leaks, or you know, let's just take Jurassic World right now. There's every time something new comes out with Jurassic World, it's up on the internet. People know about it and people talk about it. Back in my day, with like Jurassic Park, you saw like one, maybe two trailers,
Mm.
and you had to guess what it could be, what you got excited for it until you actually saw the movie. So
That's true. The best we had would be a free videotape on the front of Empire magazine, which had a series of trailers on it for the summer blockbuster.
oh my gosh, I remembered those. Holy
There we go. There we go, folks. That's showing our age, right? So now that we've gotten our old couple routine out of the way, let me get my hearing aid. Let's
What'd
talk
you
about
say? What'd you say?
let's talk about the podcast first. Now, folks, as you know, we just had the free comic book day release in the month of May. We have got a chunk of stuff to come, haven't we, this month? And it looks like they're going to be leaving it all until late in the month as well. So
Why?
in the meantime, because I know we don't have a TF release this coming week, what we're going to do though is we're arranging now to do a classic review, which we've not done in a while. Marvel, the old US comic, issue number 5. So we'll get on with that. But in the meantime, I'm going to recommend 2 podcasts from us that you might not be aware of. The first one is on the Moonbase 2 podcast feed. So this is a week or so ago, and it was our intrepid member, Mikey. He had an interview with Wingblade writer McGreed Scott, talking about the character, the current work on Combiner Wars, the future, and anything else that came into Mikey's mind. Now, you know the guy. He doesn't interview in a standard style, because it's more like the interviewee just has to jump as soon as he stops talking. But it makes for a fantastic interview.
I enjoyed it. Mikey, he's a very personable person, and so he's easy to talk to most of the time, unless he's threatening to kill you or something. So,
Yeah, this is true. Or of course, it's got Alex Milne, and there's that
yeah,
long-running sexual tension between the two.
yeah. So, no, and Margaret, she is just a gem.
Mm.
She seems like just the girl next door that you just want to constantly be around. She has so many cool ideas and such a friendly person. Yeah, it's a really fun interview.
And Mikey as well is going to be doing a series of these, so we'll make sure that we push the next couple that he does. But one of the things that he's been doing as well every 6 months is that he's been getting together with a certain young chap, a YouTuber who you might have known called Vangelis. Yes, him. And they get together and they just have a good old sit down and natter about the last couple of months or the last season of our current IDW comics. And because they are doing it in a sort of long format, they're not reviewing the comics individually, they bring up topics that we never have a chance to really discuss. And I think their latest one is brilliant. I mean,
Oh my gosh, it was wonderful.
lots of talk as well about what defines a bot and the characteristics and the humanizing angle, and love it. So do give it a go, because I'm looking forward to Mikey doing more stuff for us like this.
Yeah.
And if more people listen, then I can use it as a bargaining chip to make him do more. So anyway, this month, in terms of singles that we've still got to come, we'll do the solicitations at the end. We've got Transformers 41, we've got More Than Meets the Eye 41, and we've got Wingblade 3. Right, so we'll move on straight away to conventions. There's a ton going on at the moment.
It's convention season for sure.
Yeah, We just kind of want to make sure that everyone is aware of everything that's going on around them. So there's the big conventions that we'll go through now, and there's also just a couple of facts on some local ones to the UK. So first up, Auto Assembly. Last Auto Assembly. Special guest announced, which is Nicole. Nicole is coming to Auto Assembly, isn't that correct?
Oh yeah, I have a special guest. People are wanting to hand back their tickets. They're just like, no. She's a special guest. No.
Seriously, so rumors that our ticket sales went up 10% after Nicole stated that she was coming up, pure fabrication, apparently. But also, some chap called Andrew Griffith is joining us.
Oh, I've heard of this young chap.
He's one of the nicest guys you'll meet at AA, and yeah, really glad that he's coming back. Looking forward to him doing obviously some stuff with us. His commissions always go down a bomb. They're great. I imagine lots of prowl, lots and lots of prowl, and probably more than a few bees. So Andrew will be joining James Roberts, Nick Roach, John Paul Bove, Sumali Montaro, and James Horan, and everyone else that we've already got on board. Plus, as well, on the AA site, they put up a news feed just stating that we've got the Transformer car guys back this year, which means B and Barricade.
Nice.
We had them last year. It proves the point. People love their Barricade.
They do.
And not just people, ladies. Ladies love the Barricade.
Decepticons rule. That's why.
Katrina almost bought the car. I think she was so in love. It was brilliant. Also, as well, they've announced on the site that there are some postcards coming up.
Oh, I've missed this.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I was a bit surprised because postcards isn't really a thing that AA was doing much of. But yeah, they brought a couple out featuring the artwork of Ed Perry, who is a large part of the success of AA because he put so much work in. One of them, as well, is his tribute to Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, wait, I gotta go check it because Ed does great work. Let's go check these out here.
Ed, I believe he's going to be a fan artist at the convention this year. His commissions are beautiful. When you get a commission from him, and I'm sorry, this is not just needless promotion for Ed for promotion's sake, but when you get something from him, it's well worth it. And people were drooling over like commissions that other people had picked up last year. So yeah, well worth it.
Oh, I didn't know. I might have to get in touch with him.
Absolutely. Well, when he starts sticking up his lists, as all the artists will do, we'll obviously let you know on the show. But there's one more thing, and I wanted to mention this quickly, is that people who've gone to Auto Assembly before know that because of its location, the eating out can sometimes be an issue. There were a limited amount of areas places you can go and eat, and at least one of them last year people had a problem with. It didn't go down well, literally. But good news is that they are, I believe, just finishing now a huge new block of shops and eateries near to the convention center. So it means that we're going to have a whole host of new places to go to.
All right, party. Follow me.
I tell you, one year we will, whatever happens in the future, we will need to do a pizza party.
Oh yes, that'd be great.
That'd be great. Right, next up we've got Phoenix Comic Con. Now I'm not too sure about this one. What's it all about, Nicole?
The Phoenix Comic Con. Well, I heard there's this crazy lady that's trying to do a panel.
I don't think she'll try. I think she'll rule it quite.
Yeah, she'll kick butt. Our own Lady Rec, Amy, she is going to be on a panel, apparently with Livio Ramadelli.
Is that Livio, the guy with the gorgeous eyes, Livio?
I've heard this.
Yes.
I've heard about Livio. They're going to do some insight about Robots in Disguise, Combiner Wars, and other Transformers comics. And of course, Livio will answer your questions. And I'm putting out a challenge. Give Amy some awkward questions and make her uncomfortable because I want to see that.
Nice.
I love you, Amy.
So if you want, folks, you can send us your awkward questions to our Facebook page. Just remember, title it "Awkward Question for Amy," and we'll send it on to her.
And of course, that's the panel is on Friday, May 29th from 3 to 4. So it doesn't give a room number or where it's at, but if you're in Phoenix, I'm pretty sure you'll know. I have some friends that go to Phoenix Comic Con every year, so I'll have to tell them to go say hi.
Also, as well, I've not seen anything online, but if you're interested in getting a commission from Livio, and of course all artists at a convention, drop him a shout on Facebook. Because if he's got any free slots or he's available to do something on the day, going to a convention and getting something, a commission from a TF artist, it is miles cheaper than you will ever get from the likes of eBay. It's something for you personally. And also, IDW have got is it the limited collection, I believe it is, where you get the comic and it's got a hand drawn cover by some artist. You are paying through your nose for that, folks.
I think it was what, $300? No, I think it was even more than that.
And just looking, I think I saw stuff from Casey that he did this past weekend, and it's just gorgeous stuff. Alex does it, Andrew does it, Livia does it. All the artists do it, and at these cons, and it's so worth getting something original and unique from your favorite Transformer artist. So.
Well, I've personally just got something from Livio. It wasn't Transformers related, but I won the auction of his for Rob's lentil experiment.
You got a Wampa, didn't you? Was it?
Yeah, I got a Wampa.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Awesome. Right, so that's the sort of the end of this month. But moving into June, we've got BotCon. Now, BotCon, there's no point in telling you who's going to BotCon this year because everyone's going to BotCon this year, including the big two. But it's something has come up literally today about their comic that they bring out. Now, you guys know that we cover the BotCon comic with much hilarity each year with our regular team who suffer it, to put it mildly. But
I'm sorry, Gruffy enjoys it. But he enjoys a lot of crap, so...
We're not stating his crap, ladies and gentlemen. We're just stating that Gruffy does have interesting tastes. However, the guys have done a nice little spin. I really like this. Obviously, they've got their most wanted toy line, but they're also doing this thing based around a news team. And I think that's what is going to be featured in the comic. And what the guys have done at BotCon is that they've set up Facebook profile accounts for 3 people that are involved in this fictional universe. So you've got Brooke, you've got Andromeda, and you've got an unnamed news editor. And so you can actually jump on the Facebook sites of the characters who are going to be in this tale. And I don't know how much interaction you've got. I've only had a quick look. But I think that's a fascinating way to make a BotCon comic more interesting, is to have a little bit of meta outside fan interaction.
Ooh, that's going to be fun.
So it should be good.
Yeah.
So that's June. Then, of course, if you're doing all these conventions, you're going to be absolutely knackered. But TFCon is in July, which is in Ontario. And they've just announced that the voice of G1 and Animated Blur, Mr. John Moshita Jr., is going to be attending. You've also got Peter Cullen there, Livia Ramondelli, James Reyes, and James Roberts. What a bunch of beautiful people. Yeah,
that sounds like a... Man, I wish I could do all these conventions.
Women will be swooning over that. So
come on, some guys are too.
Oh, hey, we loud and proud we say for Livio, always, as he well knows. So next up we've got TF Expo.
Well, one of Moonbase's fellow members, Donnie Mason, he's also helping. This is how I found out about it. He is helping with this convention. It's a Midwest convention here in the States. No, it's in Oklahoma City, and this is a fun little convention that is just growing and growing. They've got a couple of guests here. They've got Dan Gilvezan, of course, G1 Bumblebee. Who doesn't love G1 Bumblebee? Yeah. Even if you don't like Bumblebee, you probably like G1 Bumblebee. So,
thanks to RID, a lot of people are reappreciating Bumblebee at the moment.
Exactly. Bumblebee rocks. And they also have Buzz Dixon coming. And so, but the thing is, they have exclusives.
Yes, they do.
That are just absolutely adorable. It's if you go on the Etsy site plus Plushology, there's these adorable little keychains of, well, they say Raptor, Scout, and Chief because they can't use the official names, but Chief is pretty much Optimus. Raptor, um, a lady, not Ladybird. Yeah, Ladybird, right? The ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Scout, which is Bumblebee, and they're absolutely adorable. So you could get those exclusives as well. So it just seems like a really fun convention, and this is just the week before Auto Assembly.
So if anyone is doing that, then please make sure you do get back to auto assembly
Yeah.
because
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Wichita, Kansas. I was right at first. What was I thinking? I apologize. It's Wichita, Kansas.
no worries. And they've also, yeah, I mean, the little scout plushie of B is just adorable. I mean, it's
Oh
just
my gosh, I want that so bad.
okay. Next up, we've done all the main ones. Obviously, if there are any other main shows out there, and we are aware that there are a few conventions going on, so if you do want to let us know about anything that you've got going on, drop us a line. But back in the UK, there's just a couple of local things that I wanted to update you on. Obviously, if you are in the south of the UK, consider Rollout Roll Call, which will be later on this year. We've also, as well, at the moment, we've got an Ireland weekend, which is happening right now, which is Opticon, which I'm hearing lots of good stuff back from already. That's got Simon Furman and Nick Roach in attendance. Nick's probably causing chaos already. I'm literally just back from a Manchester mini meet, which is the sort of thing that a lot of us are doing now in the UK. It's inspired by AA. Lots of small social meets, get-togethers, people getting to know each other, maybe before AA, so that when you walk through the door at AA, you already know people. And with that in mind, we hold two main events a year, a Northern and a Southern Social. And the Southern Social is being held in London on May the 30th. Again, there will be a link to it in the show notes. The show notes for this show are going to be epic, but it is the best chance for you to get to know people in a nice, quiet environment, very relaxed, very chilled out. Just get to know people, put faces to names, etc. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, I went to one of these things before I went to my first auto assembly, and I happily admit I was nervous as hell about meeting any of these folks. Timey organised it, Matt Clark. I believe Adam Slater is organising this one. And yeah, by the end of it, I suddenly knew 20 odd people at AA. And I was then, like the next week, I was on to them on Skype and chatting away. And by the time I walked into AA, I knew a nice chunk of the people. I felt at home. So I'll stick the link up to it. It's on Facebook, London Social Meet. Please, if you've not been to one of these events before and you're coming to AA and you can make it to London on the 30th, come say hi.
I've heard about these meets. They sound wonderful. I'm so jealous.
They're great. What they involve is us sitting in a pub for a large chunk of the day. Then we go to the usual places, Orbital in London, which is the main indie comic shop, Forbidden Planet, which is the chain shop. We complain about prices bitterly at one and praise prices at the other. We'll let you guess which. And then we retire back to the pub where we stay from then on. That's pretty much it. If you're lucky, I might pull out a microphone and then we'll start doing some really bad read-throughs of Ladybird books. But that's about as technical as it gets.
Oh, I'm so jealous. How fun.
I know, so we shall see. And finally, just before we finish off as well, Miss Abigail. Now, Abby has, apart from being my local comic book vendor at Travelling Man Manchester, she's also the person who came on a couple of the G.I. Joe reviews with me, and she got married today. So congrats to Abby. Yeah, I've seen people. They're so sweet. So, right, next up we've got creative projects, and this is kind of just highlighting some of the stuff that various people are up to. And I thought we'd start this one, Miss Nicole, by talking about the world of Gem.
Gem's becoming big because, they got a brand new comic out, and there's going to be a new movie out this year as well.
A new movie?
Yeah.
What,
yeah.
Live action or animated?
Live action movie.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Who's it been? It's not been directed by Bay, is it?
No, it's
Goodness, like, you couldn't have that much exploitation in one film.
No, yes, there's a live action movie coming out later on this year, and the podcast is called Showtime Synergy. It's Lady Rick and TFG and Mike and I, where we have reviewed all the episodes of the 80s cartoons, but also we're talking about the new comic book as well. There's been only 2 issues out, but we also have some awesome interviews. We have Christy Marks, who was the creator of it. We also talked to her about her other projects, like she does video games and she worked for DC. This woman is amazing. She's like everything I want to be. So that interview was really fun. And in the near future, Samantha Newark, who was the voice of Jim at Jericho back in the 80s. So look forward to that as well. And Christy Marks and Samantha Newark both have cameos in the movie as well. They won't tell us who they play or where they're at. Well, Christy pretty much told us where she's at in the movie, but she won't say who she is in the movie. So if you're a Gem fan, and you should be because it's so much fun, go check it out.
This I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure that we'll be weathering a storm of Gem paraphernalia when this comes out.
But honestly, you check out the comic books. IDW, again, has taken a property and has just run wild with it and has done a remarkable job. They've changed the looks of all the girls. Like I was telling Adam, one of the main characters is a lesbian this time around. So that changes the game up. And the origin story is a little different. Go check it out. It's amazing.
You mentioned as well, and it's quite important, I think, you mentioned different body types as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so because back in the 80s, you could basically tell, all the holograms and all the misfits, they all pretty much had the same body type. They were all the same height. It's just so they could sell the dolls that went with it. This time around with the comic books, different shapes, they all have hooks, and the personalities that you loved from the 80s are coming back onto the page. It's so much fun. Like I said, there's only 2 issues out, so you can catch up really easy, people.
Right. I think we've beaten them over the head with the gemstick for long enough.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My passion.
So, moving on, Brian Shearer. Now, Brian Shearer, most of you guys will know from his work on several IDW titles. He's kind of stepped in and done a lot of fill-in work. He's also, as well, part of the Knights of Cybertron team that are producing audio plays of More Than Meets the Eye. And he's got his own comic out. It's a web comic. And people had told me about this. I'd not really had time to check it out. It's called William the Last. And I finally, last week, sat down and went through it. And I was amazed. This is a webcomic that he started back in 2013. The blurb is, by the way, a young orphan finds his way to a strange world where good people are in hiding. A once peaceful civilization is in decay, and his own name is forbidden to be uttered. He is William the Last. That is not selling this as much as it could be, because it's more a guy's tentative journey into the world. And from what I've read, and I've read a chunk of the stuff published, but Brian is like been putting out a new page every week or so, and so this has been going on, and he's got a fair bit done. But it is a really nice, gentle story, and slowly unfurling about what exactly this boy is to the world. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes. I really recommend that you guys check this out. No, it's not fighting robots. Yes, it does look like a damn fine comic. He's also got the Patreon that he's working on and a Kickstarter, and I think the Kickstarter will be to get what he has published so far online released in a single issue. And I really hope he does, because it's nicely written, it's wonderfully drawn, the inking is fantastic, and it's worth putting out there.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through it right now. Oh my gosh, this looks awesome.
I know, and it's one of those small little projects that you wouldn't normally think, if it's mentioned, you go, oh yeah, that's good, I'm sure that's okay. But actually, when you take the time to go through it and you start going through the pages, you're like, wow, it's got it's almost got the quality of something like Bone, where,
yeah, I can see that.
it's a small, humble epic. I need to obviously read a little bit more of it before I can make a fuller opinion. But yeah, do do give it a go, guys. We'll stick the link in the show notes.
If he does just as good as a job on this, which looks like he is, as the audio nights do, it's to take off. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely. Speaking of projects by individuals, our very own John Paul Bove, yes, that beautiful, wonderful man, has his own comic coming out.
I love
It's called Unearth. It's an atmospheric horror book.
Sold!
And he's working on it with a guy called Connor Boyle, who's done Cross. It's due out at the end of the month. We've yet to see much from it. I know there's been some previews put out and some hints from John Paul. We are going to hopefully get something from him so we can review this. And if we can squeeze it in, I think what will happen is IDW will give us another couple of weeks where we have multiple releases. So we might move this back into June, at the beginning of the June, if we have a quiet period. And then we'll just let you know what we think and give you all the show notes so you can go out and get this and order it. But anything that John Paul's involved with, and he's writing this as well, is worth it, because the guy is just an incredible talent. He's done some stunning stuff, not always on series that have done him justice overall, but his work has always been beyond reproach.
Are you talking about Drift?
I'm not talking about anything, but I'm just going to say he is a wonderful talent. So,
oh, he is. He's a great guy.
Support your local Bove, and whilst you're at it as well, follow both he and his wife, because both of them, John Paul and Jess Bove, are two of the most creative people I think we have in our community. Just before we zip off from this as well, I just wanted to say something about Gruffy. Grufflock, Adam and Nicole, is one of our regular reviewers on what used to be called Robots in Disguise, now Transformers, and his Old Oil House podcast has been a standard for the fandom for Lord knows how many years. It's currently getting a bit of an expansion over at Weebly, and they're going to be posting up a lot of audio stuff. So this is fan readings or little audio plays that fans put together. There will also be as well a new area where original content, so stuff that Adam has created himself, written himself, and then recorded himself, can be downloaded. Now that will be with a very, very small purchase in mind. However, that purchase will help to pay for the output of the Old Oil House. So I think this is a fantastic way of doing it, because it's not like a Patreon account where it's something every month and you're just giving it to them. Adam is creating stuff for you, and if you want to purchase it, you'll help with the running and upkeep of the podcast.
Adam does such a remarkable job with anything he does. His brain is amazing to me. The characters that he comes up with, his fun little songs, and yeah, I tease the guy, but I love the guy as well. So.
And of course, he now has shorter hair, which is freaking everyone out.
I know.
And with that slightly awkward moment out of the way, we'll move on to the solicitations. So we start off with May's Comics. The first thing that we have out is the collected Angry Birds Transformers Age of Extinction.
I'm so excited for this. I've already got my pre-order in. Yeah.
It's the blurb is, when the Transformers lose their powerful Allspark, it ends up on Piggy Island, prepared to meet the Autobots and the Deceptihogs. This is one of the most fun comics that has come out of IDW in a long while. It's one of the best miniseries that's come out, full stop. And I don't care if you're looking down your nose because it's Angry Birds. It is well worth picking up. So much fun from John Barber. Great art. And yeah, a final twist as well with both artists that works really well.
Oh, the ending.
It's just fun.
It was awesome.
Next up, we have Transformers 41 Combiner Wars. Desperate actions as the space bridge reaches across the stars. Will anyone stand against Starscream? The answer is yes, but the cure may prove worse than the disease. What are you thinking about Combiner Wars then?
I'm enjoying it. It's a fun little jaunt. Of course, I love big bots bashing each other up. There was a moment in the last Windblade issue that just made me want to get up and clap. It had to deal with a certain helicopter. That's all I'm going to say. Love that moment.
Nice.
No, I really am enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's like a big summer blockbuster, you know.
Hmm.
You're coming in for the action. You're coming in to see what horrible things are going to come, and then you're just waiting for your happy ending. So
We got a couple of nice covers with this. Casey's done the first cover, hasn't he? Which is a lovely Starscream with his crown on, which pleases everybody.
I love Starscream with his crown.
It almost looks as though he's sort of promoting the fight between the combiners, like it's there for his amusement.
I would not be surprised.
The other cover is Olivier Special, another one of these split two-parters.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a couple of combiners over his shoulder and Prime staring at you going, "Buy this comic."
He's like, what's going on? What's going on with this world? This isn't the world I wanted.
He's going, where are the giant robots? They're behind you, Prime. Oh, I don't believe you.
I feel sorry for Prime in this little mini series. He's so lost, and I feel so bad.
He's stepping away, I think, from responsibility, but he's doing it so well that it's worryingly getting close to that incompetent Prime out of Primacy and some of the other series, where he doesn't appear to do anything, and then at the last minute he ties it all together, and he really did mean to act the way he did all along. And when you've seen that a couple of times, you wonder, right, either everyone else is really stupid for not believing that Prime is in charge all along, or Prime is incredibly lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next issue is Transformers Wingblade Combiner Wars. So it's McGreed Scott, Sarah Stone, with a cover by Casey. The final battle, the last of the combiners face off, but who is in control of the ultimate combiner? And who will emerge with the key to dominating the galaxy? Lots of love for Prowl on the cover there.
Well, see, this is what's really weird. It has Windblade in the title, but in all, it's mainly his story. What's happening with Prowl? I mean, if you guys aren't reading Windblade, you're only getting half the story, especially what's going on with this guy. I have my predictions what's going to happen with him, and none of my scenarios look really good.
Okay.
To see his complete mind, you've got to read Windblade as well. So.
And also, it's good as well. We got Sarah back on art, because
love Sarah.
Lots of people very, very committed to Sarah on art, which means that when she didn't show up for the last issue, there were some hummings and hawings and rustlings of discontent. And the covers again, Prowl looking mightier on one, as you would always expect. From Casey, and on the other one we've got the other part of Prime's shelf-based stare down, which it looks like he's been at the gym with the way his neck muscles cables are going.
Yeah.
So then we have the intense human-based drama, which is also known as Transformers More Than Meets the Eye 41. Dear Rodimus and crew, it's my funeral tomorrow. I'd love it all if you could be there. Refreshments will be provided. Please RSVP. Thunderclash.
More than ECI, it never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, honestly, no idea what they're gonna come out with on this. We'll see. I mean, whatever happens, guarantee loads of people will either download the podcast or just try and post images from it on Tumblr, and there'll be the wailing and gnashing of teeth. We also have a couple of collected works coming out. I'm just seeing if we've got anything else up. No. Now, we've got More Than Meets the Eye Volume 7, which is the Days of Decepticon. But the thing that's really caught my eye is the Transformers Treasury Edition. So this is the new era begins. Relive the birth of the modern era of Transformer comics. Nicole, this is making us feel really old now. With this giant-sized reprinting of stories that started More Than Meets the Eye and the current Transformer series. It's reprinting Transformers The Death of Optimus Prime, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye Issue 1, and Transformers Robots in Disguise Issue 1. So Transformers Robots in Disguise has obviously now been renamed as regular Transformers because we've got the new RID. This is as well. It says a massive 8.5 by 13 inch edition. Hang on a second.
That's awesome.
That's UK size.
Uh-huh.
Wow, it's interesting. I wonder if they're going to do anything in regards to UK releases on this, because this would fit on a UK shelf. It'd look quite good. They're using Alex's More Than Meets the Eye issue 1 special cover with Rodimus and team with all the shelf shading by Mr. Perez.
Yeah, I love that cover as well. It's so cool.
I love the way that they're talking about like these issues as, back in the day when it all started. And I was like, wow.
What did it start? What, 4 years? Was it 4 years ago?
Don't. You're making me feel really old now. So that's May out of the way. Now, most of the stuff you probably already knew about because we're closing in on it, let's face it. But let's move forward to June and see what they've got for us. Transformers 42, the Combiner Wars Epilogue. The Aftermath. The Combiner Wars are over, and Optimus Prime faces the aftermath. Meanwhile, on Earth, RC confronts Galvatron over the fate of 2 worlds. Didn't realize that Galvatron was going to have much to do with Combiner Wars.
I didn't know. I guess we should say spoilers.
What do you think of the covers? Because we got 2 really nice. We got a cover by Griffith, is the Optimus Prime one, bathed in light from Cybertron, whereas the Casey one is Prowl stood over Optimus, holding a large spike at his throat.
I gotta say that the Griffith one, that is absolutely beautiful. Who did the coloring on that one?
I would like to think it's Perez, because I'm going to go with Perez on this. Sorry, folks, if I got this wrong, but considering the quality of the work on it,
it's just amazing. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Prime with his big old gun right there. I like a good Prime. This is where we got it. The Cybertron looks beautiful in the background.
Actually, is that Cybertron or is that a moon on
It
Cybertron?
looks like it's Cybertron because it's got some like spiky bits coming out of it. He might be on the moon, is the thing.
Yeah, true. But it is. It's really nicely done. It's making let's face it, a cover with Optimus Prime on the front is one of the most common images that you'll ever get in Transformer comics, and yet Griffith has made it look fresh and new. Oh,
it looks gorgeous. And the one with Prowl? Prowl, what are you doing?
I think people will be glad of this. I seem to remember several people on the reviews saying that they've been waiting for Prowl to do something for a long time. It's been coming a long time. We kind of need to see this happen now. And
this cover shows it. Prowl has lost it, and I welcome that.
Then we've got an interesting one with. In fact, do you want to go through this? It's Wingblade.
Transformers Windblade number 4, righted. My God.
It's righted by Miss Scott.
Gosh. Megan Scott wrote it. Corwin Howell does the art. I'm not familiar with Corwin.
Yeah, this is a new one.
So another new artist. And we got this cover by Priscilla Tramontano. So it says, more worlds, more problems. After the events of Combiner Wars, Windblade and Starscream must race to recruit the lost Cybertronian colonies to the Council of Worlds. But which one of them will control the fate of Cybertron?
Nice.
The first cover by Priscilla, which is more, I'd say, a more anime feel. Windblade looks like she's getting lynched mobbed almost. So. And then we also have a second cover here. This one's by Casey, where we have this beautiful. Someone said it was a Batman-looking Windblade. She's standing over on the cliff, looking over the.
I'd say definitely a city protector feel to it all, isn't there? And I really like the hilt of her sword.
Yes, this is again another. Casey can do no wrong. I swear. It looks gorgeous. So.
Right, next up, we have More Than Meets the Eye 42. Fans prepare to weep again. We should have known, being happy, always a sign that someone was about to die. From Night Quest, The Quest for the Knights by Swerve of Helix. We have two covers here, ladies and gents. We have the cover that most people will get, and we have the cover that people want. Now, when I say that, it's just because the cover that most of us will get is a fantastic cover. It's by Alex, and it's of Ravage. It's gorgeous. And if Ravage is getting a moment to shine in this, then that's brilliant, because I would like to see more interaction. And in the background, we're seeing, well, somebody who maybe doesn't look so chipper.
Well, because Ravage has always been there, but he's been kind of like hidden in the shadows.
Yep.
And so, but he had that one great interaction with Megatron, which was just like, was that a year ago? I think that was probably a year ago.
It's almost, yeah, I think almost. And since then, he's been around. He's been there and he's done stuff, but he's been very low key, whilst other things have taken precedence.
Yeah. So yeah, that looks great. It's beautiful.
Then we have the other cover, which is Nautica dancing.
I love this cover.
It's not that Alex's cover isn't great. It's fantastic. This has a lot of feels to it.
Alex.
You know, technically, it's a good cover. Nick always does a good cover. It's the feels with this one. It's the fact that the fans will just go, oh, even if there's nothing representing this moment in the issue, people will want this cover. Mostly because as well, you've got Rung and Rodimus dancing in the background.
Oh, Rodimus is air guitaring.
I know.
He's air guitaring.
Ah, no, he's air bassing.
Ah. Nice.
But Nautica looks so good there.
See, this just tells you, Nautica was only introduced a year ago in the first Windblade series, and her character has taken off and has become a fan favorite. Everyone wants to see more Nautica. We're finally getting like a cover that features her like letting loose for once. You know?
I expect it to sell extremely well, and because you're right, and I got a good strong cover, a female character on. Though lots of female covers have been done, a lot by Alex actually. Mm-hmm. But in this case, I think a real fan favorite is getting her first cover, so people will be chasing after it with a passion. Just to mention that one of the other releases as well this month, that month will be Transformers Drift: The Collected Empire of Stone. Since I've done my reviews on it, a lot of people have told me that they really like Drift, that they like the old McCarthy Drift, that they liked the first mini, and they loved, obviously his appearance in All Hail Megatron, and they really liked this second story with him and Ratchet. So I'm really pleased that people enjoyed it.
Pieces of it.
Yeah, and the cover is by Alex, which is sublime. It's an amazing cover with Drift with his sword towards the camera. So, really nice.
It just amazes. Alex always amazed me how much detail he could get into one picture.
He can get the detail, he gets the tech, but at the same time he gets the movement and the body. It's a nice balance. So, yeah. So that's July done, which is odd because there is nothing down here for Transformers vs. G.I. Joe.
I know, that's the second month in a row.
Which is unnerving.
And I know how much you love it.
At least I won't have the headache of writing the scripts for it and trying to talk. And hey, me and McFeely both, there's so much information in that comic, it's a nightmare to review. So
that's why I like listening to your podcast. That's why I like listening to it, because I'll read it, but I'll miss like most of the stuff. You're just like, oh, look at this. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't notice that before.
It is a tricky one.
Your podcast definitely made me enjoy the comic more.
Oh, good.
I'll give you that. So
I'm unsure as to whether I'll continue going on my own with them, just because I don't know if people would prefer we have someone else on there. I know Joe Teamby would be up for doing some Transformers Joe reviews, especially after the wonderful 2-pager that we got in the free comic book day issue.
Mm-hmm.
So more TF Joe is always appreciated. But look at that segue. Speaking of Free Comic Book Day, we move into July, and the first release in July is Transformers Robots in Disguise, issue number 1. Hooray! So
Yay!
this is written by new to the team Georgia Ball and drawn by the amazing Priscilla Tramontano. She's done the art and covers for this. Go Team B! Bumblebee leads an all-star team of Autobots to Earth to find rogue Decepticons. But in this all-new story based on the hit Cartoon Network animated series, they find more. They find more than ... they bargain for. You thought to say meets the eye, didn't you? Yes, I did. Yes, honestly, I did. And yeah, some gorgeous little covers here as well.
Oh, they're great. They definitely give the feel of the cartoon as well.
So
So
looking forward to this.
yeah, I'm
Immensely.
excited for this series.
It's going to be good. And folks, please give this show a go as well because it's really good.
I get to watch the episode tonight. Yay!
The first one is a spotlight as well, which sorry, I think the title is just called Spotlight. So be interesting to see how they start this up. Obviously, the Free Comic Book Day story was introduced them as they were already doing the job. So is this going to be a bit of an origin? Is this going to go back a bit to what maybe happened with Optimus Prime when this all started? And
Or
the
what
reason
happened
why
with that
Bees on
last
Earth,
page?
what happened with that last page, which is very intriguing, which promises a lot for the future. So we shall see.
I'm excited for this. Really
Next up, we have Transformers issue number 43. And I will have to look for this because they posted it in the wrong order on the page. There we go. This is going to be something. Cosmos Unleashed. A misunderstood Autobot, a Decepticon space station, cut off from their allies. Soundwave and Cosmos come face to face, alone. First cover is by Andrew Griffith. Not surprisingly, on the front cover, Cosmos. Yes, there's somebody else. Not really bothered about that. It's Cosmos, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so excited for this.
This has been so many years in the making, folks. This is just it's epic.
You know what? Again, Cosmos, he is such an underdog these days, but he totally, I mean, I always enjoyed the guy, but he totally won me over with the Mars attack.
Yeah.
I love that Cosmos is back. Yay!
I think this might be as well when because they need to, I think, give him more of an identity because he is such a unique guy. My only problem with this, and I'm really quite scared about this, is I hope he doesn't die.
I know, because look at how Soundwave is looking over him.
Soundwave is not impressed.
That's a fearful look that he has in his eyes.
They've also, as well, for the sub-variant, which they've not really printed up here, but they've got a few bullet points as well for the issue. 2 fan-favorite characters come together for the first time. Who will command the space bridge? So this is obviously dealing with more fallout from Combiner Wars. And there's a variant cover by James Biggie, which is always good. James is doing, I think, all the variants for this month, so that's nice to know.
They're having the guest artists. Oh, sorry, stupid Skype crossover.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that they're having guest artists each month. I really do enjoy that. Because you get to kind of get the feel of how they work, and each one of them is bringing it new freshness to the world. So.
Absolutely. I've said as well, though, that I think they should, because they've got some excellent colorists on the main series who are known to the fandom. I mean, you've got the likes of Josh Perez, who have such a high standing within the Transformer Comics community, reading community. I've said, why don't we do a month where the colorists get to do a variant cover?
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Because Perez can ace these sort of images. I mean, he does a wonderful job. Over on More Than Meets the Eye, you've got Joanna Lafuente doing the colours for Alex Milne. And
Oh,
Joanna
okay.
does some stunning work. Give her a cover.
Oh,
It'd be
that'd be
great.
awesome.
The colorists too have this talent. Let's recognize that. And I'm sure the main artist, would have no problem with that. And I think the fans would benefit from getting to see the different styles of the colorists.
I agree.
So we'll see. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye 43. 3 years into their quest, and the crew of the Lost Light were starting to think that the universe held no more nasty surprises. And then a planet started chasing them.
Huh. Huh.
So, of course, we're back with Alex doing art and covers. We've got a gorgeous cover here. It's
Love
caused
it.
a little bit of discussion with people. I'm kind of intrigued by it because it's Cyclonus and his hollow avatar. Now, just to confirm, I've spoken to Alex. That is an authentic design. That is an authentic look for the period that he was going for. And typically as well, especially when artists recreate old English designs and costumes, they tend to add a lot of stuff to them. Alex has done something which is very, very close to the original source. And some people have even gone online and said, no, that's not correct. Well, actually, it is. And the artistic touches that he's done to make it look like it's Cyclonus's avatar, I think are amazing.
Oh,
I don't know.
I
What
think this is gorgeous. I don't know why people are complaining. Of course, I'm a Cyclonus fangirl. If you guys don't know,
this is it. If anyone was not going to get it, it would be you.
because the only thing that, because I talked to Alex about it too, he said the only thing that, because he did a lot of research on this to make sure, he was saying the only thing that wasn't totally authentic was like feathers coming from her hair, because he wanted to have a Cyclonus look to it. So that was like the only thing that was not authentic to the time. But look at that! Look at the details of her dress. I mean, it's amazing what Alex did with this.
It's
Amazing.
I don't know. It's one of those times when people will have an opinion, and it is stupid to, oh, they're wrong. Well, no, they're not wrong, because everyone's opinion is everyone's opinion. But some of the sort of reaction to this, I just thought, well, I was quite surprised by it. I have to admit, I didn't expect there to be the level of reaction to this that there was, and I'm sure as well it's storm in a teacup, because most people, when they see this, will flip their lid in a good way about it.
I think it's gorgeous. This is one of my favorite things Alex has done. Oh, of course, I'm being a little biased, but I mean the detail that he's put in the avatar is just amazing to me.
And the weirdest thing is as well is that people will look at the avatar and they'll completely forget the Cyclonus element. And I love the way that his hands have been done.
Oh, I know.
I mean, because they are big, detailed hands, very, very beefy. Those I've never noticed Cyclonus's kind of, are they like double exhausts or
I don't know.
weapons?
I've never. I mean, I haven't really noticed them before either. So I love that extra detail.
He's looking damn intimidating though.
Oh, I love
Physic-
this. You don't know what? It just makes me so happy.
So, with all that discussion, there's not really been the discussion of the other element on the cover, the sword.
Oh, his sword is cool. Look at the details
Now,
of that. The great sword.
the great sword. Now, we've had, obviously, it has been utilized before. It'd be interesting to see whether this is a prop for the cover, or whether this is going to be put into effect during the issue.
That'd be awesome.
Remember, these swords have a bit of a history behind them, so I'm intrigued to see what happens. So the variant cover for this, or the other cover for this, is by Nick. It's a whole bunch of swerves together, looking confused, concerned. Actually, very few of them looking that happy.
I know.
Swerve has a small army of himself. Maybe he's met some Chinese knockoffs.
He needs some more workers for the bar.
But do you know what it's a spin on?
Oh my gosh! Someone told me, and Okay. Someone told me and now I forgot.
Right, so there's the clue in the bottom of the cover.
Okay. Uh, oh, that's funny.
So it's harkening back
After Alex Milne, after
to
Nick Roach,
the
Blair.
I think Nick's original uh Rodimus and the Lost Light. I think it was that issue 2, the Wanna Make Something of It,
Yeah.
which is based off of, I think it's Justice League. God, my information is poor on this news podcast. But yeah, and Alex has obviously done a version of it, and now Nick's doing a version of that. So I'm looking forward to Alex returning the favor and doing another version of it.
That'd be
I think it'd be
awesome.
brilliant. And then the next one is Windblade.
Okay. Race Against the Light on Velocitron. Did I say that? Yeah. Racing isn't a sport. It's a matter of life and death. Windblade and Blur put the pedal to the metal to save Cybertron and their own lives. So, is that the only Blur that they have?
That's it.
Yeah, so
It's written by Magritte and it's drawn by Corin.
yeah, so this will be interesting. The first cover is by Priscilla Tramontano, and then
Awesome.
we also have a second cover by Casey Collier. So again, Casey, I love his stuff. So the first one we've got uh our love here. We've got Wicomia. Well, I shouldn't say that. And Blur. Blur's not a lady. Don't need to make that mistake again. So, and again, what is it with Windblade and fire? She looks like she's been set on fire. Big explosion in the background.
Crips does
Chromia,
good fire.
yeah, and Chromia with her awesome shield. The second cover, the subcover, we have a silhouette of Windblade with kind of like a cityscape and Blur running away from it. I love the speed lines. You definitely get the feel that, yep, this is Blur.
Question: do you think that this will tie into Spotlight Blur?
Huh. It's been a while since I read Spotlight Blur. Um,
Let's face it,
it
had been a long time since people had read Spotlight Mirage, but
yeah,
Barbara
that they
tied
remember.
into it. Yeah.
Continuity. He just amazes me. Oh, I would love it if this did. Now you got me happy. I would love to see it. So,
We do what we can.
because we just seen Blur here and there. Um, do the whole bar thing. I'm not a celebrity, so it'll be interesting to. I love it when they bring back these characters, that we haven't seen for a while. So and I want to see how he interacts with Windblade. That'll be great. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
So keep bringing back old characters that we know and love, guys. Please
Yeah.
keep doing that. Remember, Scrounge is still out there. You don't have to kill him off. You can
Yes.
just keep.
They broke my heart earlier this year when they killed off the mini Constructicon.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Don't do
Whilst,
that.
whilst,
I could love
whilst
them
Nicole cries in the background, we'll quickly go through this. It's the Transformers IDW Collection, Phase 2, Volume 2. Chris Metzen, Flint Dilley, James Roberts, John Barber, Livio, Matt Frank, Augustin Padilla, Brendan Cahill, Nick Roach, Alex Milne, Andrew Griffith, Steve Guth, and Sarah Stone. Steve doing the art, I believe. Volume 2 collects the Autocracy miniseries, The Spotlights, Trailcutter, and Hoist. Robots in Disguise, issues 7 to 9, More Than Meets the Eye, issues 6 to 8, and Spotlight Orion packs. Presented in recommended reading order. So it's not bad. Big, hefty book. If you haven't got the individual issues or you're not collecting the series as collected works, it's good to get all of these together. It's an interesting cover, has to be said.
It
Not
matches
bad
up with
at
the
all.
first one.
And it's good to see as well just the way that B's looking all serious. And
Now, do you have any of these collections?
I don't, to be honest. I've got the individual issues, and then I get the I get the collected ones, though I'm very slow on picking them all up. But I just tend to read them all because I'm naturally getting. I buy a hard copy from the shop of everything that I get a preview copy of. But I tend to use the preview copies on an online, on a pad to skim through and just bone up on before a particular review. So I don't usually go in for the big books because they'll just end up getting trashed.
I love these books. I got the first 8 that collected the before the new phase 2. you know? Um,
Nice.
and it's so nice because they put it in chronological order. So
Yeah.
because you're not guessing, okay, well this comes before this, no, this happens after this, and I just love it. I love these collections. I will get every single one of them just because of the details they put into them. The nice hard spine, it's great. Love them. And I can't wait for this. I've put my pre-order in since January for this.
Bloody hell, that's
Yeah,
good.
but I love them. I love these hardcovers, these collections. They're just so well done.
Nice. I think if they're going to do this for the whole line, I think that's brilliant because it allows people to, really build up a proper library. And IDW are doing so much. The future looks so good for them that when these build up and you've got like 10 of these on your shelves, apart from obviously needing new steel enforcement to deal with the weight, you've also got a really nice collection. Yeah.
The good thing about this is when I carry it around, it gets people interested in it.
Yeah.
It gets people talking like, oh, so this is what Transformers look like now. And I've actually gotten several people to read them because of these volumes. So there's a little feedback.
No, that's cool. To be honest, as well, I've Last Stand of the Wreckers hard copy that's been lent out to a whole bunch of people, and usually comes back with lots of glowing comments. So,
hmm
yeah, hardbacks are the way to make comics a little bit more serious in some people's minds. But the last one, I don't know if you want to go through this one because this will
Sure.
certainly be one I think you guys will be handling, which is Combiner Hunters.
Yeah, this is it's a special one shot. It's written by Megan Scott. I'm going to hold how to say her name. Sarah Peter DeRoche. DeRoche. I think that's how you say it.
It's Sarah Petra de Roche.
There we go. Sorry, Sarah. I will get it down one of these days. And then we have artwork by Casey Collar. Um, Combiners War Fallout, because you demanded it. Windblade and Chromia team up with RC and put an end to the menace of the Combiner Wars. But will they end each other first? So it sounds like tensions are a little high between the ladies. It happens when you get a bunch of girls together and they don't agree with something. So, this will be very interesting because this is how, I guess, Combiner Wars is going to end. It's going to be the conclusion with this little one shot. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. And that's a 32 pages, so a bit bigger than yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm interested as well because Casey's done a cover and so's Livio.
Mhm.
But Sarah's actually doing the interior art,
Mhm.
which is great because we've seen her on covers and she's done a great job. Fantastic to see what she does with the issue itself.
Mhm.
And I mean, again, in a short period of time, and this is something that IDW have made the news for in quite a big way. They've said, look, we're bringing on, more female creative forces behind the scenes to provide you with Transformer comics. And the nicest thing about this is that, looking at the success of Megrid and Sarah, etc., is that fans are going great because we're loving the comics. It's all about the quality, which is the best thing about these issues. It's just like the female Transformers being brought into the mix. If the character's good and works with the story, people don't even bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
I would like to think, as those people who are not maybe in the Dark Ages. And doing this and bringing more kind of female teams, creative teams into this, just seems to be reaping rewards for Transformers as a whole.
Oh, I believe so. I think
So
I think this could only help, sell more issues and bring more readers to the forefront. So
there we
and
go.
but the one thing about these covers, did you know
hmm
RC has got a new weapon and it's awesome.
That's a big old honking weapon.
That is she could wield it. She's insane. Love it.
Now, she has an Autobot symbol on her face.
Yeah, she's Who was it that Skids had an Autobot tattoo?
Yeah.
Remember? And so maybe they'll discuss what that is on their face. And it looks like she's gone under a repaint. So what's going on with RC? This is the one shot I'm excited for because RC is because we all heard her story, the whole Jahaxis thing. And that she's finally being interacted with other females. Because she was created in such a different way than anyone else. How is she going to get along? How is she going to fit in with these other ladies? We'll see. So I'm excited, very excited.
I gotta say as well, the maybe the issue that has come up on this, and it didn't come up in maybe the most subtle of ways, but since people have been discussing it, I think with great intelligence and with great thought, which is how RC came into Transformers in the first place. I don't think it caused much of a ripple at the time, given the audience that were reading these comics. Now, however, it's maybe been questioned in a different light. The way that RC was formed and what type of character that makes her. Is that something that is actually good to have in a comic that's now aimed at both men and women? And yeah, I'd like to see how this develops.
Yeah,
I think it's something that could be dealt with I think a nice touch by Magritte. And also, is this the issue where we're going to see the female combiner?
Maybe that's the female's hand in that first cover there,
which would be awesome.
Maybe.
And
that'd be really great.
If that's the case, and this is really going out on a limb now, but do you think it will be those three hunting that thing? And if so, will this be an all-female issue?
You know what? Now that you mention, because I kind of forgot about the female combiner. That would be kind of awesome. Just to see. I know this is going to sound. I would like to see that happen, an all-female issue, just to see how the fans react to it. Are they going to be accepting of it? I personally think it would be awesome just to see.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, if it comes out and it's people have a fault with an element of the writing, so that maybe they don't like one character in it, and they complain, and there's the usual forum rage. Well, that is criticism of the writing. But good or bad, if they do this, and it's an all-female issue. Yeah, if they do bring this out, and nobody focuses on the fact it's all-female cast, and everybody is focusing on art and dialogue and character and coloring and all the things that people normally should, then IDW have done Magritte has done her job to a T in just going, here's your Brave New World. It's just as good, if not better, than what you've had before. Boom. And like that, Transformer fans just go up a notch.
That would be awesome. I'm hoping that's how it happens. I hope that's how it happens.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
So on that positive and hopeful for the future new note, thank you so much, Nicole, for joining me on this.
Oh, thank you. I have so much fun doing these with you.
And to you at home as well, do keep checking out the podcast as well. Don't be afraid to jump back and look at previous podcasts. As I said to Nicole at the beginning of this, some people are even jumping back to the beginning of our More Than Meets the Eye coverage just to see how these stories started, because the writers are tying in continuity from such a long time ago now that, it's nice to see where some of these hidden plot elements come from. And if you've got any suggestions, please make use of our Facebook page, drop us a line, and we'll get back in touch with you. But until then, from Nicole and myself, have a good one, and we'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.
Aloha.
transmission.